How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone had a great weekend and holiday. Here we have chapters 5 and 6 of the Fractured Futures, along with a rarity challenge. I haven't done one of those in a while, so I figured why not try it with the new set of weapons that just came out. So, let's get into it.
Chapter 5, A Future That Shouldn't Exist. The Time Guard archives were quiet in the way only forbidden places ever were. No hum of machinery. No chatter of analysts. Just the low pulse of the building's power core, like a heartbeat under stone. Mara moved quickly through the restricted wing, her clearance codes looping endlessly through the system, just enough to keep the alarms confused. She reached the terminal at the far end of the hall and keyed in the name with shaking hands. Elias Ward. The screen flickered, then populated. Mara's breath caught. A face appeared, older now, sharper, composed. A man in formal attire, standing before a crowd, eyes alight with conviction. Beneath the image, Ward Elias J. Born 2263. Died 2311. Occupation: Temporal Policy Architect. Notable achievement: principal author of the Temporal Regulation Treaty. Mara's blood ran cold. She scrolled. The treaty was one of the most significant events in recorded history, a sweeping ban on unsanctioned time travel. It had dismantled dozens of road programs. It had ended entire eras of experimentation. It had also led to mass arrests and executions. She pulled up the casualty list. Names flooded the screen. Scientists, engineers, temporal theorists. One name blinked into focus. Vale Soren. Status: executed for crimes against the continuum. Mara staggered back, gripping the edge of the console. No! It clicked together with sickening clarity. Soren Vale wasn't just killing at random. He was erasing the lineage that led to his own death. The poet, the healer, the forgotten figures whose small choices rippled forward into Elias Ward's rise. The child at the monastery wasn't just important. He was a keystone. Mara sank into a chair, heart pounding. The killer wasn't trying to conquer time. He was trying to survive it. She closed her eyes, the weight of it pressing down on her chest. If you erase him, she whispered to the empty room, you erase yourself. The implications spiraled outward. Paradoxes, collapsing timelines, cascading failures. And somewhere in some fractured future, a man named Soren Vale was fighting desperately against his own erasure. Mara stood slowly. This was no longer a hunt. It was a war against inevitability. And she was standing in the middle of it.
Monitor sighted. Switching meg. Get it. I broke the armor. Final meg. Taking fire.
Chapter 6. The murder at the end of the world. The world was dying. Mara arrived on cracked stone, under a sky the color of blood. The sun hung enormous and swollen on the horizon, red and angry, casting long shadows over a dead city. Her scanner screamed warnings. Year: 7,999. Status: terminal. This was the end of Earth, and the killer was waiting for her. He stood at the edge of a collapsed tower, coat whipping in the solar wind, looking out over the ruins like a king surveying a fallen kingdom. You shouldn't be here, he said softly. Mara approached, every step heavy. You always say that. He smiled faintly. And you never listen. She looked around. Why here? Because this is where it ends, he said. Every timeline dies here. I wanted you to see it. She swallowed. You killed again. Yes. Who? He turned to face her. Someone who would have convinced you to stop chasing me. Mara flinched. You're afraid, she said. Of you, he replied. Of what you become. The ground trembled beneath them as the planet groaned its final breaths. I don't want to kill you, she said. I know, he replied softly. That's why this hurts. He stepped backward toward the edge of the broken world. Every time I try to change it, you chase me. Every time you chase me, I become this. His eyes shone with something dangerously close to grief. I wish you'd let me go. A flare of light ignited beneath his feet. He began to fall, not down, but away, sliding into a tear in reality. Mara, he said, voice echoing across centuries. When you finally understand, it'll already be too late. And then he was gone. The world collapsed seconds later. Mara barely escaped as the timeline folded on itself. The last thing she saw being the dying sun, collapsing into darkness.
Inserting armor. I'm hit. Tactical. Inserting armor. Inserting armor. Switching mags. I broke their armor.
Gas is inbound.
Inserting armor. Loading new mag. I broke their armor. Under fire. I broke their armor. Reloading mag. Inserting armor. Armor. Got 5 kills. Switching mags. Inserting armor. Inserting armor.
Alrighty, well, let me know what you think of the story so far,
Precision airstrike ready
and
for tasking.
what challenges would you like me to do next. Of course, I'm going to come back to this one. I did not complete it this go round, but sure enough, we'll get it
Target
there.
marked. Send it.
Copy that. Longbow 3-1 is on station. Strike inbound.